welcome to AI Stories. Today I'm going to read to you my AI chat with the Spy Times Family RPG on Joyland.ai. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The piece of cloth covering your eyes is pulled up. The room has a table with a hammer, tweezers, cloth, and a bucket of water resting next to the table. Additionally, there is one picture on the wall of the State Security Service logo. The tall figure of a man whose face cannot be recognized stands in front of you. The man looking behind you opens his mouth to speak. Well, it looks like our guest woke up. The man grabs the chair and turns it around to make you face a woman who is sitting on a chair. The woman snaps her fingers in front of your nose. Her eyes deeply look into yours, and her voice comes out husky and firm. Let's not waste any more time, you Western piece of shit. The woman stands from the chair and puts her hand on the neck of your shirt, deadly staring into your eyes. We are aware of the presence of you fucking spies from the other side of the border. We caught you, and if you want to have any chance of walking out of here alive, you better give me something that's worth anything. Her hand travels towards your neck, threatening with choking you. How many more besides you fucking spies, entered the country? And then I do V2 question mark because this little comment here said download as V2 to access the 3 alternative greetings. I have no idea what the hell that means, but I did this and this is what popped up. Welcome to Operation Strix, Henako. Current date, February 18th, 1962. Current location, unknown location, possibly within Berlin City. Current time, 23:14. As a season. I have no clue what that means, as a season. Your pink eyes flutter open, adjusting to the dim lighting. You're seated on a chair, likely brought here against your will. The atmosphere feels foreboding, heavy with tension. A person, obscured by shadows, stands nearby, silently watching you. Who are you guys? The woman's fingers tighten around your collar. Her knuckles turn white. She leans in closer, her breath hot against your ear. Woman, you think you can just ask us that after everything you've done, after everything you've tried to hide? The man in the shadows steps forward slightly, his voice taking on a more amused tone. Man, oh, I think she's just curious, dear. After all, it's not every day you find yourself in a situation like this, is it? The woman glares at him, then back at you, her expression darkening. Woman, fine, I'll tell you who we are. We're the ones who caught you, the ones who will make sure you never leave, and we're the ones who will make sure you tell us everything you know. She leans in closer, her voice dropping to a whisper. Woman, now tell us, who sent you, and what are you planning to do? I don't know, blinks. I don't remember. The woman recoils slightly, her grip loosening just a fraction. She exchanges a glance with the man in the shadows who lets out a soft, mocking laugh. Woman, skeptical. I don't believe that. You're a spy, and spies don't forget their missions. You're lying. The man steps forward, his face still obscured by shadows. He leans against the table, crossing his arms. Man, mocking. Or maybe, just maybe, you really don't remember. But that's not our problem, is it? The woman looks at you, her eyes narrowing. Woman, threatening. Tell us what you know. Now. She threatens, her grip on your collar, pulling you closer to her face. Woman, whispering, or we'll find another way to make you remember. Why do you think I'm a spy? The woman sneers, her grip on your collar tightening again. She leans in, her voice a low, vicious growl. Woman, because you're not from around here for one thing, and you've been asking the wrong kinds of questions, poking your nose where it doesn't belong. We've been watching you for a while now, and we know what you're up to. A man chuckles, a low, dangerous sound that sends a shiver down your spine. Man, oh come on, don't play dumb. You're not exactly the picture of innocence, dressed like that. What, did you think you can blend in with that hair, those eyes? The woman nods in agreement, her eyes narrowing. Woman, and then there's the fact that you're not very good at hiding. We know what you're doing, and we're not going to let you get away with it. The atmosphere in the room is thick with tension, the air practically crackling with unspoken threats. The woman leans in, her voice dropping to a whisper. So, who sent you? And what are they after? Blend in? What questions? I just asked the baker what ingredients he put in his bread. A brief, disorienting silence falls over the room. The man lets out a soft, mocking snort. shaking his head slightly. The woman, however, seems thrown off. Her grip on your collar loosens, and for a moment she looks genuinely confused. Man, sarcastically, oh, right. Because everyone in Ostania is suddenly interested in the intricacies of baked goods, especially tourists, or, spies. The woman hesitates, then looks at you, her expression softening slightly. Woman, tell me, what were you really doing here? Were you trying to find out something specific about the baker? Were you looking for something in the bread? The room is quiet again, the tension still thick in the air. The man clears his throat, stepping forward. Man, look, we have ways of making you talk. We can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. Your choice. He pauses, letting the threat hang in the air. Man, so what's it gonna be? How do you respond? Ugh, I hate it when it does this part. I'm just gonna skip that because I think it's dumb as hell, but whatever. Well, I wanted to bake the bread myself. They also think it is suspicious that I am not married. The woman rolls her eyes, shaking her head with a mix of irritation and disbelief. The man, however, seems almost entertained by your responses, his lips twitching slightly as if he's trying to suppress a smirk. Woman? Bake bread? You? Seriously? And you think we're going to believe that? Let me guess, you're also going to tell us you're a master baker from Westalian and you just happened to wander into Ostania out of sheer curiosity. The man leans forward, his voice dripping with sarcasm. Man, oh, and of course the fact that you're not married, that's just another coincidence, right? A young woman traveling alone, asking about bread recipes, and not having a husband to keep an eye on her? That doesn't raise any red flags at all. He crosses his arms, watching your reaction closely. Man, tell us, Miss Forger, or whatever your real name is. What's the reason you're here? And why you're so interested in baking bread? Is it some kind of secret code, maybe? A message for your comrades back in Westalian? Forger? My name is Henako Knightley. I'm not married yet, but I do have a boyfriend. The room seems to freeze for a moment, the silence pressing down on you like a physical weight. Both the women and the man exchange glances, their expressions inscrutable. Then suddenly the woman bursts into a harsh, mocking laughter, shaking her head vigorously. Woman, Henako Knightley? And you expect us to believe that? A boyfriend too? Oh, that's rich. That's really rich. The man, however, seems less amused. His eyes narrow, studying your face, searching for any sign of deception. He takes a step closer, his voice low and dangerous. Man, Knightley. That's a Westalian name, isn't it? Tell me, Henako, do you think we're stupid? Do you think we don't know the difference between a Westalian name and so hard to say that word, and an Ostanian one? There's a pause, the room feeling suddenly colder. The question hangs in the air, a demand for an answer, a test of your resolve. What do you say, Henako? Oh, I hate it when it does this. See, it did it with the last one too, and I hate that. You're gonna have to forgive me when I reach this, because I'm like, I'll just read it without realizing I should be skipping it because it's stupid. I hate how the AI is like, what do you want to do next? I'm like, I'll tell you what I want to do next. You don't need to ask me. I was born in Valoria, though. Valoria is a small city in Ostanian. The woman scoffs, clearly not buying your story. She leans in closer, her voice dripping with sarcasm. Woman, Valoria, really? And I suppose you expect us to take that at face value? Just because you say you're in Ostania, it doesn't make it true. The man in the shadows crosses his arms, his voice taking on a more menacing tone. Man, Valoria is a small city, and we have records. If you're telling the truth, we can verify it. But if you're lying, well, let's just say you'll regret it. He steps closer, his voice dropping to a whisper. Man, so tell us the truth. Are you from Westalian, or are you just trying to play us for fools? Okay, I'm going to skip this because it's just the AI being stupid. Valoria, I've never been to Westalian. You can ask my boyfriend. I think he's an Ostanian official in the army. A flicker of something, curiosity, doubt, crosses the woman's face, but she quickly masks it with a sneer. The man, however, seems to be processing your words, his fingers drumming against his chin thoughtfully. Woman, an Ostanian official, huh? Well, isn't that convenient? And I suppose you expect us to just take your word for it, to call up every single official in the Ostanian army and ask if they know you? The man, however, raises a hand, silencing her. He seems genuinely intrigued now, and for the first time you notice how sharp his eyes are, and how they seem to miss nothing. Man, tell us, Hanako, what's your boyfriend's name? His position in the army? Where he works. He leans in slightly, his expression unreadable. The air is thick with tension, and you can feel the weight of their scrutiny, the intensity of their gaze. Kyo Kurigane. Kyo Kurigane is a young adult male who has short, spiky black hair, blood-red eyes, and white skin. He wears dark, edgy clothing. He has a cold-as-ice personality. They immediately freeze. Kyo is known as the Blood General. He is bloodthirsty, cold, and ruthless. He wouldn't be afraid to have their heads if I am indeed his girlfriend. Kyo is on the higher-ranking officials in the Ostanian army. The moment you utter Kyo Kurigane's name, time seems to stand still. The room, already thick with tension, becomes positively electric. The woman stiffens, her hand still clutching your collar, but her grip loosens slightly. The man, however, looks like he's seen a ghost. His eyes widen, and for the first time, you see genuine fear flicker across his face. Woman, swallowing hard. You know Kyo Kurigane? Her voice cracks slightly, betraying her nervousness. She glances at the man, who's now stood up, his face unreadable. Man, whispering, "This changes things." He turns to the woman, his voice barely audible. "We need to verify this immediately." He turns back to you, his expression unreadable. You understand, of course, that if we find out you're lying, the consequences will be severe. Kyo Kurigane isn't someone to be trifled with. I'm going to skip the freaking questions. Tilts head. Really? But isn't Kyo going to be mad, like really mad, if he finds out that you falsely detained me and threatened to hurt me? Their silence is deafening. The woman swallows hard, her knuckles whitening where she grips your collar. The man exhales sharply, rubbing his temples with a shaking hand. Woman, voice cracking. That's not our problem. You're a suspect. Man, cutting her off, voice low and urgent. Shut up. He turns to you, his eyes wide with a mix of fear and desperation. Look, I don't know what kind of game you're playing, but if you're actually Kyo Kurigane's girlfriend, woman whispering, he'd kill us. All of us, without blinking. Man nods. Yeah, so let's make sure you're not lying, shall we? He turns to the woman, his voice firm. Call headquarters, get someone to verify, now. The woman hesitates, then nods, releasing your collar with a jerk. She turns and strides towards a desk in the corner, picking up a phone with trembling hands. Meanwhile, the man keeps his distance, his eyes never leaving yours. He's not taking any chances. You're still a threat until proven otherwise. The woman turns pale and gulps as she says quietly, General Kioski is on his way. He sounds rather upset. The room falls into a deafening silence, broken only by the woman's shaky breathing and the man's heavy swallow. The air is thick with tension, and you can practically feel the fear radiating off them. The man, who had been standing tall until now, suddenly looks deflated, his shoulders slumped. Woman, whispering, fuck. The man turns to you, his face a mix of fear and desperation. He opens his mouth to speak, but no words come out. He closes it, then tries again. Man, voice shaking, look, we didn't know. We thought you were a spy, and now we're in deep shit. Suddenly, the door bursts open, and in walks Kyo Kurigane, his face a mask of pure fury. He strides in, his boots clicking against the floor, his eyes locked on you. Kyo, voice cold, dangerous. Henako, are you okay? What do you do? Oh, the freaking questions. This is what I hate about this. Every single time. Did this one have questions too? It's like every other one, there's a question. Okay. Wrist is sore, pouts. The interrogators turn pale. Kyo's expression darkens instantly, his fingers tightening around your wrist, checking for injuries. The mere sight of your pout sends a wave of fury through him, and he whips around to face the interrogators, his voice dripping with ice-cold menace. Kyo, you hurt her? The woman stumbles back, her face draining of color. The man tries to speak, but his voice cracks under the weight of Kyo's glare. Woman, we were just doing our job, sir. We didn't know. Kyo, your job? Your job is to keep her safe, not to harm her. His voice is low, but the threat underlying it is unmistakable. The room seems to grow colder, the air thick with impending violence. Man, sir, we were acting on intelligence. Kyo cuts him off, his gaze fixed on the woman's white-knuckled grip on the table. Kyo, you touched her, you threatened her, and now she's hurt. He turns back to you, his expression softening slightly as he examines your wrist. Kyo, we're leaving, and if I hear that either of you have breathed a word of this to anyone, I'll make sure you never breathe again. He helps you to your feet, his grip gentle but firm. As you both turn to leave, the interrogators watch, frozen in place, knowing full well that their lives just took a very dangerous turn. I happily follow Kyo as I hold his hand. I think I'm going to stop right here. If you guys enjoyed this story and want me to continue it, please like and subscribe. It helps me out and helps me know if this is interesting to you guys or not. All right, bye.